Before we get too far into this video, guys, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out. So hit that like button, smash that like button. How about that? Subscribe. I don't know where the button is. Subscribe.
No, it's over here.
It's over there?
It's over here.
It's over there. Hit subscribe, guys.
What's up, guys? My name's Amanda.
My name is Emily, and welcome to our channel, Gale Force Twins.
Today, we are super excited because we are talking about our Yankee Capts, Gale Force Twins, Pulley Ridge fishing trip.
This trip is going to be epic. You guys have been watching our series, our Pulley Ridge series that Amanda and I went on about a month ago now, and it was, honestly, we had the time of our lives. It was so wonderful that, thanks to Captain Greg, we are putting together a super awesome collaboration trip for you guys to come and fish with us.
On the Yankee Capts.
Yes.
It's gonna be epic. Your mind is gonna be blown away. The fishing is so good. I mean, the trip is just, it's like camping in the middle of the ocean on a boat. And as we've started to organize this trip, as of right now, there's 3 spots left on the trip. The trip filled up very fast. I don't even know if these spots are gonna be open by the time this video premieres. So if they're not, I apologize. If they are, go ahead, send us an email.
Yes, send us an email.
GaleForceFishing@GaleForceFishing.com to sign up for the trip, and we can get you started on that. If you're not coming on this specific Yankee Capts trip, this video can help you for a future trip or even a future trip with us on the Yankee Capts. As this trip has started to fill up, though, we've had a lot of questions on what to bring, what do you need, what not to bring. So this whole video, we're going to talk about what we wish we knew going into the trip, what we learned on the trip, and what's really most essential.
Yes, we got lots of papers for you guys to talk about. So we want you guys to be prepared and feel prepared, be ready for this trip. Don't make the same mistakes we made, because we forgot a big enough cooler.
That was a big one,
yeah.
Which our cooler was just too small, and we will touch on that. But first, I think we're going to get started on the gear that you need.
As far as gear goes, gear and tackle, Captain Greg has a very specific list on his website, and that link will be in the description box. We highly recommend you guys follow that list.
If you follow that list to a T, you will be ready. 100% ready. But we're just going to touch on some details about that list, but for the most part, go look at that list.
A lot of you guys have been asking about 8-foot rods. And the reason why they're so important is because you can very easily get cut off on the bottom of the boat. Guys, when a fish gets hooked, it's going to be going all sorts of which ways. This isn't a narrow center console where it's easy to run around. You can't really do that. If your fish goes under the boat, you're sticking your hands out.
Don't forget, the boat is, I don't know, 10 feet. You're fishing over a rail, 10 feet above the water line? You're fishing way up high. So if your fish does swim under the boat, you're going to have to reach it as far as you can. And if it swims under the boat, it's going to go all the way to the other side. And I lost a really nice tuna because of this. I was using a slow pitch setup, but the same concept would apply if you're not using an 8-foot rod. So highly recommend it. If you don't have one, Greg does have rods available to rent, but the purpose of the 8-foot rod is so that you don't lose your fish. You'll be sad if you lose your fish.
If you do decide to rent a rod, the one thing you do need to know is you do need to have your own reels. This is very important, guys, that you get the right reels. Use conventionals because we're going to be bottom fishing. But you need to have them spooled with braid, guys, not mono. Mono's stretchy, and it's harder to feel the bite. When you're bottom fishing and you have mono and there's a lot of stretch, you can't feel it as well. If there's braid, you'll know.
And we're fishing in such a deep water depth that having that braid is really going to make a difference. You're going to see the bite. You're going to feel the bite. You are going to have a mono wind down, which is good for when you do get tangled up, because it's not a matter of if you get tangled up, it's a matter of when.
Yeah.
There's so many people fishing at one time. Thankfully, there's only going to be 20 of us on this boat, and it can take like 50. So we are going to have a really nice small group. But as far as reels, if you're using Accurates, we used Accurates 400s or 500s. If you're using another brand, the 20 or 30 should work perfectly fine, but that's the size reel that we would recommend for this trip.
For terminal tackle, you guys are going to need hooks, sinkers, bees, swivels. We're going to have a picture of the rig pop up on the screen for you so you can see this rig here. This rig is the
your
standard
go-to rig.
bottom rig. 100%.
It's perfect for the trip because you can switch out your leads whenever you want in the middle of fishing. The majority of the trip, we used around 10-ounce sinkers last time. That was a really, really good place to start, but we don't know what the current's gonna be like and what size lead we're gonna be using. Captain Greg does have some of this available for rent. Sinkers, hooks, there is 50-pound mono on the boat, things like that. But I highly recommend you bring as much of it on your own as you can because this is your trip and you just want to be as prepared as possible.
Other than bottom fishing, there's 2 other kinds of fishing you could be doing. The one option is slow pitch jigging. If you have a slow pitch setup, bring it. It's a blast. You're gonna love it. You won't regret it.
Like slow pitching was so effective on the last trip.
It was amazing. But if you don't have it, it's not a big deal. Don't fret. You will still catch tons and tons of fish. It's just another method, another fun way to change things up. But what you are gonna want to bring is a spinning rod and reel. And this is because sometimes, guys, mahi come to the boat. And you're going to want to have something that you can pitch out and catch your mahi.
Yeah. Yes, last time we had a mahi coming around the boat at night. It was so cool, and we tried casting things so many times. So having that spinner is a good setup to have. Additionally, I almost forgot, the one thing that we forgot to bring that I am bringing on this trip is a trolling setup.
Yes.
So between fishing spots, we get to troll for wahoo, kingfish, mahi, and last time someone caught a 30-pound wahoo and we caught a 32-pound kingfish.
Yeah. Massive, guys.
Massive.
We are going 100 miles in the Gulf. This area is so untouched. There's huge fish out there and they're plentiful.
Think trolling leads. We did catch our kingfish, what was on a
Rabola. Yeah.
Things like that make for really, really good wahoo lures. The last piece of tackle that you guys need to bring that is actually not on the list that I wish I had was a pair of pliers, a pair of scissors, and a bait knife. I brought some of them. I didn't bring all of them though. Bring your bait knives, bring your fillet knives, bring your pliers, bring your scissors. Don't forget those little details to your everyday stuff.
That's about it for the tackle. We don't want to bore you guys with the tackle. There's a very extensive list, like we said, that will be in the description box. Let's move on to coolers.
Yes. Okay, so when we went on this trip, we forgot a giant cooler. Captain Greg and crew got us a big cooler that we could borrow, which we were super appreciative of because if not, our fish would have melted and been gross because we just didn't bring a big enough cooler.
You're gonna need a very long, like massive, long cooler.
Don't bring like one of these,
No.
which is what we did. And don't think, oh, I can get away with bringing 2 of these because we did that too.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, we have 2 small ones. No,
No.
the fish you're catching are gonna be too long to fit in a cooler this long. You gotta bring the big ones.
So you're gonna need coolers on the boat, and what you're gonna need in them is your bait. You're gonna need bait and any personal drinks that you have. For us, we brought some protein shakes. We had little coffees,
we
cans
brought
of
little
coffee.
cans of coffee, things like that. There is coffee and drinks on the boat, but if there's something specific you want, like a fancy protein shake or a fancy coffee, which is what we did, go ahead and bring your own. You can also bring a case of beer if you want. That's fine. No worries on that, but I recommend bringing a cooler with some drinks in for yourself and a separate cooler with your bait.
Right.
Make sure you have your cooler with your bait. You're responsible for bringing your own bait.
Plenty of guys put their drinks with their bait. To each his own, but I prefer my drinks not to taste fishy.
To touch on bait really quickly, we ended up using ballyhoo was the most popular thing for us and it's what worked the best. But it's good to have squid, ballyhoo, goggle eyes, bonita. All of it's good. Don't stress the bait, just bring a lot. If you think you have enough, bring more. The last thing you want is to run out of bait on the 3rd day of your trip. So just bring a lot of bait, bring a variety, and everyone's very friendly and we'll all be friendly too. If you guys want to try a different bait that you didn't bring, we're happy to share.
I know there's a lot of dudes on this trip, and stereotypically, guys don't really worry about what they're gonna bring as far as clothing goes. However, it's important to know and to pack properly.
Well, and we care. And we're like, what do I bring to wear? What do I need?
Yes.
And I do know there is going to be a girl on this trip. Allie is going to be joining us fishing. So if nobody else cares about what clothes to wear, I'm pretty sure the ladies will.
During the daytime, it can be sunny, so wear long sleeve performance gear, like your Gale Force shirt.
Yes, your Gale Force shirt. Long sleeve performance gear is really good and helpful during the day. The sun is out. If you do want to get a Gale Force shirt, it's galeforcefishing.com/shop.
On a separate note, we brought all performance shirts, long sleeve performance shirts, and at nighttime, we were sweating. We were so hot. So maybe bring some light cotton t-shirts or something a little bit more airy for nighttime when you don't need that sun protection, but you want to stay cool.
On our entire trip, it rained almost the entire time, and the one thing I was super thankful for was a heavy-duty rain jacket and full bibs and boots. Having that rain gear was a game changer. It would have been, I mean, we even got wet through our rain gear because it rained that much. But don't forget your rain gear, don't forget your boots. And then my boots got filled with water at one point, and I had a pair of flip-flops to change into to keep my feet, so my feet could dry. So just think about those things. Don't forget hats, sunglasses, buffs. I would recommend bringing 2 to 3 hats, 2 to 3 pairs of sunglasses. One of the girls we went with last time, her sunglasses fell over. I think, didn't she lose 2 pairs of sunglasses?
No, her sunglasses went over within the first 5 minutes of the entire trip.
So
bring a second pair, guys.
Things that you don't want to fish without, like sunglasses, bring 2 pairs.
As you guys know, we are sleeping in bunk beds. Like I said, this is a camping trip, so you're gonna need sheets for your bed. You can either bring a sleeping bag. We brought sleeping bags. Bring your own pillows.
Yes, bring your own pillows. We slept with sheets and sleeping bags.
Yeah. To each his own, but make sure you think about what you're going to be sleeping with, along with your shower stuff, guys. Bring your own towels, bring your own shampoo, conditioner, soap, all that stuff. This is camping.
It's not a hotel.
No.
This is camping. It's fun. It's raw.
You're really out there with the nature, guys.
You're out there. This is not glamping.
No, this is not glamping.
This is camping. I highly recommend you use the meal plan with the chef. His name is Chad. He did an excellent job, and it was just so much easier and so much more convenient on this trip. It's $128, I believe, and you will pay Chad in cash on the trip. That is separate from the Yankee Capts booking, but I highly recommend the meal plan. Chad is really, really good at handling diet restrictions or accommodating a certain food if you can't eat something. So I recommend it. You can fish, not worry about your food.
Right.
And it just kind of simplifies things. It's one less cooler of food you have to bring, and everything is really there for you.
The meal plan comes with 3 meals a day, sodas, soft drinks, coffee, snacks, waters.
We had muffins.
Yes, we had muffins. We had
even
clementines.
pie. There was pie?
There was donuts. There was healthy snacks. There was junky snacks. There was all sorts of food. So if you guys are happy with that, I definitely recommend doing it. And then if you have dietary restrictions and you need some snacks for yourself, just put them in your cooler and leave them upstairs. On a separate note, a less pleasant note, but a reality that we all must face. We are going to be out at sea for 3 entire days. 4 entire days. If anybody gets seasick or has been seasick or has been worried about getting motion sickness, guys, bring Dramamine. It's not worth it. Don't be like, oh, I don't get sick. We don't get sick. We've never had a problem. However, we always carry Dramamine with us because it's actually good to have in case
of an emergency or to give it to somebody, but yes, it's always good
we
to
actually have had it on us, and then other people needed it. So I was really glad I had it for someone else.
Electronics. We're not going to have cell service out there, so you might as well just leave your phone at home. Or bring it for the pictures or for your camera. There are outlets on the boat, but there's not a lot, so if you absolutely know that you want to take pictures and you're going to want to have your phone charged, try and bring an external charger. There will be outlets to charge it, but having an external charger will help because, like I said, there's not a lot of outlets.
But no power strips.
Don't bring power strips. We won't be using those. And other than that, you're really just probably going to end up leaving your phone in your bunk the whole time, which is kind of what we did.
For those of you that are flying in or need a place to stop on the way down to get all this gear, there's a couple tackle shops you can go to. If you're in the South Florida, Pompano, Fort Lauderdale area, we recommend RJ Boyle.
You could literally, yes, and you could literally go to RJ Boyle and be like, I'm going on the Yankee Capts trip, the PULLEY RIDGE light, can you help me?
And they'll help you.
They'll know what you need.
Yes. Same with Chaos, another tackle shop here. If you need to stop on the way down, there's a couple places you can stop.
You can stop at Angler Eddie's, which is in Tavernier. Our go-to shop, we are always further south. Our go-to shop has always been Cudjoe Sales. They have everything you could think of. And as far as bait goes, there's a seafood bait shop literally in the same parking lot as Cudjoe Sales across the street. I don't remember the name of it.
It's called, it's Lower Keys Fisheries.
Lower Keys Fisheries, you're
yes.
right. It's Lower Keys Fisheries. Those two are right next to each other. That's where we stopped for our bait and our tackle. So if you're on your way down, you can go ahead and do that. Also, we did get someone ask about Publix's or food stores. There's a Publix in Islamorada you can stop in and a Publix in Marathon. After that, there's really nothing until you get to the boat, and the next Publix is past the boat. So if you want to stop for lunch or some drinks, Islamorada Marathon has a Publix, and Big Pine has a Windex seat.
We are almost done, guys. I hope this video has been helpful so far. But one more thing is ice. There is ice to purchase. It's $5 a basket at the boat.
Big baskets.
Big baskets. I highly recommend, guys. Super simple, straightforward. You can get to the boat, load up all your coolers with lots of ice, and then you're good to go for the entire trip.
We hope this video was helpful. We hope we answered your questions as best as we could. If you have any more questions, leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you follow Gale Force Twins on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.